Welcome to the Downtown, brought to you by Arlington Citizen Media. I am Daryl Smith Jr., and right next to me is...
I am Rody John, and right next to me is... Amy is on sabbatical again. She's actually under the weather. Hopefully she gets better.
Hopefully she does. She sounds like she's doing better, so keep on fighting. So on today's show, we talk with Luke and Lauren Brewer from Union Worx about their Dallas Morning News People's Choice Best Services and Shared Space nomination, where you can go vote now. And we'll get into that. How the pandemic affected them and what to expect in the future. Spoiler alert, it's some cool stuff.
We also sit down with Linda Dipert and Karen Ellen Anderson from Women Inspiring Philanthropy about how they started, what they've done in the community, and their upcoming event at Levitt Pavilion this Saturday, September 3rd.
So first off, I want to say we did all of our interviews this month at Union Worx. So thank you so much to Luke and Lauren. Appreciate this wonderful space. If you haven't been down here,
it's absolutely amazing.
You should come do it. You can do events here. They do event. There's actually an event going on right now as we're recording.
A fantasy draft.
Fantasy football, fantasy football draft, which is cool. They're having a good time. Yeah. They have a killer patio out here. If you're in the market for co-working, this is the place to come in downtown. It is bustling urban Union. It's been people all day, all kinds of people. We saw people running earlier this morning.
Oh, yeah, the little gym on the end of the urban Union there has people running laps, which you got plenty of room to do it over here.
They do, in a beautiful place to do it. I mean, the legal draft has been bumping. We ate lunch at Cartel today. I mean, it's a really great place. Union Worx specifically, but Urban Union obviously. There's so much to do here. It's such a cool place. You should definitely come down and check it out. Follow them on social media. Go vote. Yeah,
go vote. Also, you find out later in the show how to do so. We're not going to give you the spoilers now, but go vote.
So we do have, obviously, we have a cool event coming up.
We do.
Our 100th show, we're going to do a live recording September 25th, 7 p.m. at Dr. Jekyll's in Pantego. We do have a bit of a news update there.
Card subject to change.
As always. So come celebrate with us. We record our first live show for the love of Arlington with a roundtable of friends and guests to discuss Arlington and our 100th episode with some cool surprises. So far, we've got Dr. Barbara Odom Wesley signed up. We did have Garrett Martin signed up. Unfortunately, Garrett is going to go to a wedding, and you can't stop love.
No, you can't stop love.
So obviously, he should go do that and be with the people that he loves, and they love each other, and they're getting married to show their love.
He's not getting married, but he will be at a wedding.
Right. I mean, he might be getting married.
Maybe,
I don't know.
I mean, one day. I mean, that weekend he's not getting married.
That's probably not getting married.
That we know of.
Weekend, right.
His girlfriend might want to know about it, though.
Yeah. So also would be something that she should be privy to.
Yeah. Surprise! We're getting married.
But we will have some more guest announcements soon. I don't know if we talked about this last week. The band that's playing. I think we did.
But we can do it again.
Frio Trio will be there.
Frio Trio, baby.
So obviously EJ and John and the rest of the Frio Trio. Always exciting to hang out with them. Very cool dudes. Very fun. Cool people to be with. And you should come out.
We should. We will have our own beer. Unfortunately not made by Legal Draft or Division, but another local fantastic brewer that very close to the show and our hearts, really. Yeah.
Have we named him yet, or we can go ahead?
We could name him. Go ahead.
He's actually a member of our Patreon.
Exactly.
Brian Fratto has brewed a special downtown beer for us. We're gonna have that there. Come on out, have fun with us. We're gonna hopefully have some food.
We will.
We're
gonna have cake as well.
Cake. You can't have a celebration without cake.
Also, in collaboration with Jekyll's, they are gonna have an Oktoberfest later, not that same day, but a later date. And I know I will be drinking our downtown beer out of the Stein that they will be selling. So, collaboration, more beer in your cup. It works out for everybody.
It does. It absolutely does.
I mean, I don't know how well for the live podcast me drinking a bunch of Steins will work out, but gets the beer out faster.
Yeah.
And that's what Brian wants.
So speaking of Brian, we'd like to give a shout out to our Patreon supporters. Obviously, Brian Fratto, thank you so much.
Thank you, Fratto.
Brandon McLaughlin. You can check out Brandon McLaughlin's excellent EP streaming on all platforms. He's got some cool videos up at his YouTube. You can follow him on Instagram at Brandon McLaughlin Music, Facebook Brandon McLaughlin Music, Twitter.com Burrito Brandon. Burrito _Brandon.
Yeah. We need to go on a burrito tour with him.
We do. That would be so cool. Burrito Brandon takes us to get burritos. Very cool people. If you'd like to join our Patreon, we have some cool perks. We got some tiers that you can join. It's just patreon.com/Arlington Citizen Media. We'd love to have the support to hopefully get some more cool things and do more cool things. And we've had some discussions today that are hopefully going to bear some fruit later. Yeah. We'll definitely keep you updated about that. But yeah, definitely check that out and help us out if you want, man.
Help us out, help you out, because we all know you want to have Arlington Citizen Media t-shirts. You want to have a new downtown t-shirt. We don't even have it yet.
We haven't
even made it yet. But also, Frado and Brandon got this episode early because of the fact that they are Patreon subscribers.
Yeah, and so that's one of the perks.
We might even throw on there. We might even give you a message on your telephone. That's what kids call them now. It's telephones again, right?
Right.
Yeah. You give your voicemail on your telephone.
Get your voicemail on your telephone machine.
You have reached Brandon McLaughlin. Leave a message after the beep. I am here with Luke and Lauren Brewer from Union Worx. How are y'all today?
Good.
We are well.
Yeah. How are you guys?
Doing well.
Doing good. Thank you so much for having us today.
Yeah.
So, a little peek behind the curtain. We are doing a block of interviews today at lovely Union Worx. You guys graciously allowed us to be here, squat here for a little while.
We're so happy to have you guys.
Yeah, we love it.
Good. And this is such a great view, too.
It is.
Like, you just get to see all of Urban Union.
I feel bad for anybody I'm interviewing today because I'm just going to be watching everything behind them.
He said that as soon as you walked in. He said, "Are you sure you want me over here? I'm just going to be looking out over there."
Like a giant TV. I'm like, "Oh, look at those people."
Wait till the brewery gets going. People are coming and going. It'll be
Good times.
good times.
Yeah, you guys see this all the time, so I'm sure
Yep.
it's old news for y'all.
No, it's always
It never
fun.
gets old. That's awesome. It never gets old. It's always a cool view.
Yeah.
That's so great.
And it's growing all the time, too. It's not like, this area is, becoming smaller or less trafficky.
Right.
Yeah. I think Urban Union at this point is 100% leased out is what they tell us.
That's
awesome.
So there's big stuff coming as far as the new development down here along the railroad tracks. And there's a few tenants that are waiting to get in. So it's really gonna pop like crazy here pretty soon.
Yeah. Well, first off, congratulations on the nomination from the Dallas Morning News. Best in DFW's People Choice, Service, and Shared Space.
Thanks.
Thank you guys.
Go vote.
Yeah, exactly.
Go vote.
So that's the question. So how does it first feel to be recognized? And then also, where can people go vote?
Yeah, so you vote right online, and you
Okay.
can vote every day. So
I've already
don't forget
voted.
How many
to do
times
that.
a day?
Once a day. But
Is it like a certain email, like crack
but yeah,
testing?
that's the
Yeah, I think there's some trickery that could go on there. If you have several emails that you use, I think you can pull that off.
Okay.
It's at votebestindfw.com. It's put on by the Dallas Morning News. It's for a People's Choice Award, and if we could steal that away from the big name
Earn
co-working
it,
places,
is what-
yeah, if we could earn that, so it's that would be awesome to win that. We actually didn't realize that we had been nominated that we were a nominee. So it took us a couple days to catch on that we should even be kind of pumping that on our social. So
Yeah, but just to be like in the list of some of those huge corporations, big funded guys is like, I mean, that's a huge honor, honestly.
Yeah, feels really good.
No, what's the deadline for people to stop voting?
It is September 2nd.
Okay,
So
coming up.
Yep. Real soon.
Very cool.
Yep.
Well, I mean, just being here, I can say it's a great place.
Yeah,
So
it's a
if
win.
you're in the market for that, this is the place to be right here. So, I mean, obviously we're still in the middle of a pandemic. How has that all affected what you guys do here? Because I imagine that it was it affected it. Let's just say that.
Oh, yes. Yeah, affected, it's a good word. Yeah.
I mean, I like to say that, co-working is all about bringing people together, and COVID was all about separating people and keeping people apart. So when we talk about like how COVID affected us, I mean, it was real scary for a real long time. I mean, Luke and I came into Union Worx every day. Luckily, we never had to shut down like legally. Union Worx was able to stay open because we collect mail, and we had some people that had government contracts and things like that. So legally, like, we never had to close our doors, and we would come in every day. But there would be days that maybe just one or two other people were here with us, and it was lonely, and it was scary, and it was like, oh my God, what are we going to do for a long time?
Yeah, is this ever going to come back?
Yeah.
Is it going to come back in time for us to stay afloat?
Yeah.
Because it hit right in the middle of our, we have this huge patio here, and it hit right in the middle of the time that we that we rent out the patio for graduation parties and birthday parties and things like that. And so that's a lot of the the cream on top of what we do here.
Sure.
And all that was gone. We lost a ton of members. All of our open co-working members basically canceled. There was a handful, probably 5 or 6, that stuck with us. And then, so it was like rebuilding from opening our doors. Right. So, it was a scary time. It still is, with the Delta variant and all that. I would hate to see the Spirit variant or the Frontier variant, because God knows how bad those could be.
Well, then they also charge you.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. They charge you for extra bags. So, so I think it's still scary, but on the bright side here, since people started getting the vaccine, and it was more widely out, and people started coming back. And so now we're to the point where we are as full or fuller than we have ever been,
awesome.
Which is great. Now, just let's all keep our fingers crossed that some big spike doesn't hit, or they have to close things down. But people seem to be happy here. They all feel confident that we're doing the right things as far as the way we go about living life inside the space. I think we're doing as well as we can right now.
Yeah.
I'd say so. Now, we talked about Union Worx is, of course, growing. Urban Union is still growing. What have y'all been most excited about coming in here, and then what do you guys are excited about for the future coming in?
I mean, I love having Connie Rosa join us.
Right,
I mean, just having like another a big name that like other people in the Metroplex recognize, I think was huge for this neighborhood, because it kind of put this neighborhood on the map. Yeah. I feel like in
a new way,
in a different way.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, wow, okay, So I feel like them joining our neighborhood was great, because it's still like a small local chain, but it's like well respected, and they have like a very fun atmosphere and
a cool feel. People like love going to that place all over and they're all cool in their own ways, and they're all like different but also similar, like
and like I love the way they are on social, like they don't take any crap from anyone, and like they're very quick to like razz people back. Like I love their whole vibe and stuff. So I think they were a great addition down here.
And they have brunch now too.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. We're very much brunch people, and we cannot wait to go check it out. Other things like I would like to see like maybe a little bit more like retail, like shopping stuff. I would like to see maybe some healthier options.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like a juice place,
like a juice bar.
Something like that.
Maybe even like a nice vegan place.
Yeah. Well, I've heard some rumors about that.
Ooh,
maybe I'll share with you.
All right, well, it's been nice talking to you.
Yeah. And then even just like, maybe just like an ice cream shop, or something like that for some families, things like that I think would be great additions, and I think they're working on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. It would be nice to see people walk out of one of the bars or restaurants and walk across the street and buy a T-shirt or find like a cool little something to buy. So once we get there, I think things will be. I mean, that'd be a cool place to be. So.
Yeah, and it feels like organically, like it'll probably get there. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of also, I think, what makes it cool to come down here is like, it wasn't like, I know that the initial idea behind this was like, oh, we want the cool stuff down here to attract people, but the cool stuff keeps coming, and then the cool attracts more cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
right.
and then you want a complete experience, like what you're talking about, where it's like, well, we can go get ice cream, we can go to the tiki bar, we can go to the brewer, we can get a shirt now, that sort of stuff. I think it's coming. I think it'll be here. But this will be one of the areas that people talk about in the Metroplex, just like they talk about Bishop Arts or like Denton or the Denton Square or something like that.
Yeah, and none of that happened overnight.
Right.
We've been here almost three years now next month. So, we're an overnight success of 3 years.
Sure. Yeah.
So, but the vision that they've had for Urban Union this whole time it's happening.
Yeah.
And that's why we chose to be here in the first place. So I think it's just going to keep going.
Yeah.
People around Arlington still, to this day, will come here and go, oh, my God, I never knew that this neighborhood was even here. So that's good to hear. We haven't reached that critical mass where people are like,
old news.
I know what that place is. I know all about that. So that's good to hear. But that's also like we still need to get the word out more and more.
Right.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I like Salter Bros, but I think that we could have a little bit of a better coffee place over here.
Ooh,
no offense,
fired.
you just can't hang out in Salter Bros.
Right.
That's
right.
fair.
Pick up their
That's
coffee
fair.
and you gotta keep
I'll give
walking.
you that.
Yeah.
Well, they're a roaster,
Right.
and I think that was always their intention, was to build a roastery, and then they're like, at the
we
last
should
minute,
also-
they're like, okay, well,
Right.
people want a place to buy coffee.
Yep.
And it was never really built as a coffee shop. It was really
Right.
built as a roastery. So, yeah, I totally agree with you. There should be like a better, well-suited coffee shop.
Right.
Yeah, on this side of the tracks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
But maybe that's not super comfortable, so people still want to come co-work.
Yeah, we don't want to see people in there working for hours on end. Grab your coffee, hang out for a minute, and come on down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, kind of talking about what Urban Union has done, has there been any big changes here since we last spoke, or anything that's coming up in the future that people can look forward to?
Well, so earlier this summer, we, and I say we, it's Lauren, was given an inaugural grant from the Chamber of Commerce, from the Women's Business Alliance. So that was for a women-owned business, and it was recognized by the women of the Chamber of Commerce, and especially Beth Owens, who had really been pushing to do some kind of a grant situation for a women-owned business. So Lauren won the inaugural grant for that.
Congratulations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, and it's it's cool to see women recognizing other women, I think.
Yeah.
Big time.
It's empowering. I mean, it's cool to see, like you said, like it's nice to see. I have 2 daughters. Like that's the world I want to live in,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, and I think that this had been a goal and a dream of Beth Owens, and along with the Women's Alliance.
Yeah.
I think, they had been working on this for a while now, but it just, honestly, it could not have come like at a better year. Like, and after the year of hell that was 2020, like, honestly, like my spirit was down, our spirit was down. It was a very long year, and I'm not saying it was just us.
Sure, yeah, it was a collective thing,
Obviously,
yeah.
like we're small business owners. It was a lot of small business owners. I'm not naive in thinking, oh man, this global pandemic only affected me and my business. Duh, obviously.
Why
but
aren't they talking about me on the news?
Yeah. Me and Union Worx, man. Obviously, but for the ladies of the Alliance to be like, okay, this is the year we're going to do it. We're going to put some money behind small businesses. We're not going to just give a scholarship, which, don't get me wrong, scholarships are great.
Sure.
I myself got scholarships when I was a senior in high school, and they meant everything to me at the time. But now as a small business owner, hey, sometimes we need help too.
Yeah.
And especially after 2020, it just was like the little boost that I needed to like regain a little bit of like pep in my step and like refocus, and it really meant the world to me. And honestly, like the prizes and award that went along with the actual money are awesome. So the whole package, the whole deal is awesome, and we're really excited about it and can't wait to kind of cash in on all the stuff. So
That's exciting.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, it was definitely the nice little jolt that we needed.
Yeah.
When we were kind of like at a low point, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So y'all are not just business owners in the city. You're also part of creating and maintaining an incredible community. How important is the community here in Arlington?
It's
Big question.
Yeah, that is a big question.
That is a big question.
I think it's when it comes to co-working, community is everything.
Yeah.
So we try to build a community inside our space. We try to build a community of people that are interested in our space, and then we're trying to build a community for downtown, right? So there's a lot of tiers to that, and part of that is part of our sales funnel, but the rest of that is. I grew up in Arlington.
Right.
I live here. Lauren lives here. So we want it to be a place that people want to be at, and it's just one of those things where, you gotta work at it. It doesn't happen easy.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's frustrating, and sometimes you want people to want more for Arlington
Right.
than they want.
Yeah. And those are the days that are hard.
Those days are hard because you're like, son of a bitch.
Why aren't you seeing it the way I'm
Right,
seeing it?
right.
But you really just want another stadium.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
We've already got 3.
Sorry we can't get the Mavericks and the Stars here, too.
Right.
We can't have everybody.
Lord,
Come
you're
on, guys.
trying.
We can have other cool stuff.
Yeah, we can have other cool things, right? And there are cities around North Texas and cities across America that invest city dollars in bringing cool things there. And Arlington does some of that, but I feel like they could do more.
Right.
So that's the kind of the preaching that you have to go out in the world and say, we want cool things here, and the stadiums are awesome.
They are.
But what else is it?
Yeah.
The stadiums, you get 8 Cowboy games a year, and you get 80 baseball games a year. There's a lot more other days in the year.
Yeah.
So what else can we bring here that brings value to living here, to wanting to attract people here, and want people to stay here?
Yeah.
Because young people don't want to move here, it feels like to me.
Right. Because it's not like cool in the way that like other places are cool.
Right.
Like a Denton or a...
Yeah. I know so many people that live in Denton because it's cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Like over on that side of Fort Worth, 100%.
Or in the other side, Bishop Arch, or like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So one of the best examples of that is we recently had a member move from Tennessee to here. And we had another member who has lived here for probably 25 years.
Yeah, 25,
and the
30
first
years.
thing he said to him is, "Why did you move to Arlington? Why did you move to Arlington?"
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, why did you move? I mean, and I own a business here.
Right.
Sure.
So, it's like that. What's that question? What answers that question? And for him, it was, there was in particular Montessori school that we wanted our kids to be in. And that's cool.
Yeah.
Actually, it's in Pantego or
Right.
Dalworth Gardens, one or the other.
Yeah.
So, but that's what brought them here. But, he's like, where's the cool stuff? Where's the cool stuff to do? So,
You're in part of it.
You're right in the middle of the coolest part of town, basically. But I think that's something that needs to, we need more people kind of marching towards, let's not put in another Chili's. Let's find a way to get, somebody who's got a restaurant concept that's a little bit different.
Right.
That kind of thing. So I think that could go a long way to making things a place people want to live in.
So I think so too. Like I see what they've done over at Trinity Groves in Dallas, and I'm like, why can't we do something like that here?
Yeah.
Because for those that don't know, this is the other part of the bridge. It's like southwest Dallas that nobody really goes, nobody went to anyway. And like they had Four Corners Brewery that popped up over there, which they've moved out since they've gotten so big. But what they do is they're all kind of chained together, and so like there's these restaurants that share these walls, and they're all different kind of foods.
Right.
And then once they get big enough, then they go find them a brick and mortar somewhere
It's
else.
like a food incubator.
Right, exactly. So once they do well, they get out of there and they bring somebody else in. So it's a good thing, and it also brings a lot of attention and crowds over there. Like I'll go to Trinity Groves all the time, and I hate going to Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so we need some kind of magnet like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, some kind of magnet like that.
So-
I mean, I hope that we're building that down here, especially.
Oh, without a doubt.
But I'm with you. Like, I've lived here my whole life, and I love the Rangers. I love the Cowboys, and I love Six Flags. But
Love the wings.
right, but yes, absolutely. Don't forget the wings. Or UTA. I'm a big UTA basketball fan.
Or
so,
if The Rock is listening, I love the XFL.
bring them back.
Bring them back.
But you're right. There does need to be something else that keeps people, because you have people that go to UTA. I went to UTA. I stayed here, obviously, so maybe I'm the exception to the rule. But like, you want someone who comes to UTA to go, yeah, no, I want to stay. This is cool. This is where I'm at. We're good.
Yeah, because it happens in Denton, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who the hell would want to go to UNT?
Exactly. Right.
And then you get there and you're like, man, this is a pretty cool
It is.
vibe up here.
Absolutely.
Why should I have to go anywhere?
Yeah.
And then they don't.
Yeah.
I know so many people who moved to Denton to go to school, and they stayed.
Yeah.
Now they're Dentonites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much for coming on.
Yes, thank you.
If people would like to contact you, how do they get in touch with you? How can they find out more about Union Worx?
Oh man, there's so many ways. We're on all the socials.
All the socials.
And we answer all those all the time. You can also just go to our website, just unionworx.com, and there's a place you can just hit to contact us there.
And that's WORX.com.
Yes. Yeah. And you can email us too, just at hello@unionworx.com. But yeah.
Perfect.
I do want to say I have a lot of stickers on the back of my car, and a lot of them have been there for a long time, and a lot of them have like cracked and dried. But yours, that's been on there for like 2 years since we
Yeah?
started this. It's one of the best stickers on there. Not
Oh,
cracked.
man.
Still, I was looking at it the other day. I was like, well, I got to replace this. And I said, no, Union Worx still going strong.
The high quality sticker.
Exactly.
Right there.
Exactly. To take the Texas sun for that long.
Yeah. And the cold and the rain.
Yeah. Freezing cold from February.
Right.
But yeah, so I was a fun thing that I was looking at the other day, and I was going to tell them that.
Yeah.
Well, we do have an event we want to plug
Go
too.
ahead.
Yeah.
So we have had this idea that we've been playing with for a while, and I think we're finally going to do it at the end of September.
Yeah,
And
so
I'll
we're looking for a cool like
Cooler.
weather,
Temperature-wise.
cool
Yeah.
temperature weekend. So
Because it's always cool here at Union Worx.
it's always cool.
Yeah.
But it's not cold. So we want to do an organic kind of thing out here on the patio, and we're calling it Sips and Slides.
Okay.
And the basic idea is people can put in and say, hey, I have something I want to talk about. I can do 20 slides for 5 minutes on a topic. It does not matter what the topic is. First time around, we're going to try to keep it fairly PG-13. But it doesn't matter what you want to talk about. If you, A, just want to get up and talk in front of people, B, you have a topic that might be a little bit off-center that you want to tell people about, so we're going to try to do that on the patio. We're going to BYOB. It's going to be a whole evening of things. So that's kind of our plan. And we're going to start kind of promoting that pretty soon and taking
Sign-ups.
submissions and just kind of, because we want to do a kind of a cool night of things that kind of go together, might keep people entertained. But, if you want to talk about, first run Kenner action figures for Star Wars, and you can do 5 solid minutes on that, we're here for
I
it.
might be able to do that.
Yeah. So
You have some too.
I do.
yeah.
How
so
to take care of your pet falcon.
yeah, how to take
whatever
care
it
of
is.
just whatever it is.
That's awesome.
If you want to talk about, hey, how can a community be more walkable?
Yeah.
And you want to do 5 minutes on that. So we want to get some people together, fill this up with people in their lawn chairs and hang out, BYOB it, and just have a lot of fun with it for the first time, and then see where it goes after that.
Right.
So that's kind of our plan.
That sounds fun.
That sounds
and
really fun.
awesome.
Yeah.
When we say slides, we mean like PowerPoint.
Yeah,
slides.
yeah.
I was actually looking at the pebble stuff. Like, I don't think the
Slides won't work
The slides
out
won't work
there.
very well.
Yeah.
That'll be very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yep.
PowerPoint slides. Yeah.
Yeah, so
PowerPoint
that's our plan.
That sounds really awesome.
Yeah, and we're gonna start promoting it and and try to get some people out here. It's going to be, free and BYOB and all that. And we'll just try to see if we can get a cool organic thing going, and then let it grow from there and see what happens.
I love that.
Me too.
Because you don't know what. Obviously, you're going to have like the fun stuff, like people might actually come up and talk about their Star Wars figures or how to treat your Falcons. But there might actually have some really good ideas. People are like, oh, I never even thought about that.
And
right?
you could build on that.
Yeah.
Right.
How I became an Eagle Scout. Who knows?
Yeah. Any of that stuff.
Things you don't think about off the top of your head, or even you would.
And then then people then can be like, what if, or like kind of like, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Or
so y'all
Falcons
start.
are cool.
Y'all start thinking about your topics.
Okay.
Yeah.
You might have to.
Yeah.
We'll sign up for something. We could.
Yes.
How you started a podcast.
Yeah.
People would love that.
We could easily talk for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Talk for an hour.
Yeah. So we think it could be a lot of fun. It could be really interactive. We're looking for all kinds of ideas. Just something kind of nutty.
Yeah.
I like it.
There's some business owners down here, especially, that love to tell their story. And I would like to know how you decided to start a tiki bar.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So if one of those guys wanted to come over and talk, that would be awesome. So
It's so cool.
Yeah.
And exciting.
That's perfect. Yeah, so obviously stay tuned to their social media and their website to figure out
you'll hear about
where you can sign up and when exactly it will be.
Get your PowerPoints ready.
Yeah. And then you don't have to be a PowerPoint master, right?
I was gonna say, I don't really.
If it's like black and white words on white slides or whatever, that's fine.
Could you Bob Dylan it where you do like little cue card things,
Little
kind of
cue-
tear them
sure.
off? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Anything works.
You got to have slides, and it's got to be 5 minutes, no more, no less, right? We're going to cut you off, and then we're going to do a couple minutes of questions afterwards, and then move on. So,
I like it.
We think it can be it fun.
I think so too.
I know it will be.
Yeah.
fun.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Well, perfect. Yeah. Thank y'all so much.
So much.
Thank you.
We are here with Linda Dipert and Karen Lee with the Women Inspiring Philanthropy. How are y'all today?
Doing great. Thank you.
Thanks for
so
being
much
here.
for coming. Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate being invited.
So, how did the Women Inspiring Philanthropy come to be?
Well, I saw that there were a lot of male leaders in this community and not so many female leaders.
Right.
Yet I knew that there were plenty of women out there that were capable.
Right.
I was involved with the Junior League and Women's Club, and I just knew a lot of women from my own association. And so I started talking to other people about why don't we get a women's giving circle together, because they weren't necessarily even the ones that were making the decisions, even though they had the resources and the intelligence, and they were probably running the businesses, at least in the back room, and running their homes and with their kids. And so we just started out with 6 women and said, what do you think about the idea? And they said, I'm all in.
That's
and
awesome.
we announced that to the broader community, and there was a lot of buy-in, and here we are almost 10 years later, and $847,500.
Wow. That's so great.
Yeah, thank you.
A lot of money helping our own community.
Yeah, and so that's kind of what we, the mission is strategic giving for the good of the community. Like, how important is it to make sure the community of Arlington is strong as it continues to grow?
Well, many of us are still residents of Arlington, or we're passionate about Arlington if for some reason that's not our home base anymore. And we just believe that this helps the underpinnings of keeping this community strong. And, we start out with wanting a safe place to live. So then we want activities here that we can enjoy. And then pretty quickly, we need services that are there to help people that maybe need help or assistance along the way.
Right.
If you don't have all those pieces, you can't have a strong school system.
Right.
Arlington is special because a lot of those entities work in tandem together for the good of the community. And it's really special. We get to be part of that.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that. I think for me, and especially since we've been doing this for the past 2 years, you hear about people wanting to work and be connected to one another and build up Arlington in any way that they can. I mean, we talk to bands and like people who are in like arts and stuff like that. And so you have that here, and it's really nice to see that like in other parts of the city too, be it charitable organizations or people that are looking to build up parts of the city that may not be built up to the rest of the city. So I think that's really great. It's kind of a theme that you see running in the city of Arlington. I appreciate what y'all do. For sure.
This community gives back a lot. It's a pretty tight community in that respect. And you mentioned charity, and charity is super important. And one of the things that we ask our members is not to let their membership in Women Inspiring Philanthropy take the place of everything else that they're doing.
Right.
And we feel that charity fills an immediate need,
Yes.
which is super important for somebody that's homeless, or
Yeah,
the
right.
air conditioner's gone out in the building or their home. But what we're doing is more on the strategic giving side. We want to make a difference, and that's what philanthropy is about.
True. So, as of 2019, you mentioned that y'all have invested over $600,000 into our community. So first off, thank you for that. Is there a certain investment that you guys have been most excited about?
We are up to $847,500 now.
Wow. So much.
That we granted. We, like everyone else in the pandemic, were a little bit challenged in 2020, but we got those grants awarded, and we've awarded our 2021 grants. Every one of them is special for a different reason.
Right.
Could walk through the list and talk about all the ways that we've touched. We have a multi-pronged approach, and there are 5 categories that we focus on: culture and beautification, education, environment, family, and health and wellness. And when you go down the list, you'll see that we have touched every one of those categories in some ways or another. I think a fun one, and you see it a lot downtown, is that we helped support the STARS program. So those big 6-foot stars all over town, we helped get that jump started and helped fund some of that. And we love that they're still there and people are having fun with them. And
we talk to some of the artists every once in a while, so it's still a topic of conversation that we talk about. And it's one of the things when I bring people to the city that may not live here or may not come here very often, they're like, what are these stars? And then I have to explain what happened and why they're here, and then I'm like, they're all over the city. Like, it's not just this star, there's like 20 of them everywhere. It's great.
You could do a scavenger hunt.
You could.
Go
You really
all the
could.
stars.
Oh yes, I've seen grandmothers bringing their grandchildren, families, looking around for them. Yeah, and it was never intended actually to be so permanent, but the community has embraced them, and they won't let them go now.
That's so good. I actually think one of the first things we did was take a picture as a podcast, because I've known this guy for 20 years.
Long before this started.
We took a picture in front of the star at the corner of Center and Front. With the police officer, because that's the police officer.
Which is ironic, because the police officer actually stopped and was asking what we were doing.
He was like, what are you guys up to? He's like, what is Arlington Citizen Media? And we were like, oh, we do this.
Yeah, and so we got a picture with him also. So
That's really great.
But we've done things that are health related. We helped dental health for Arlington expand its coverage in Title I schools. It's a known fact that if you don't have good teeth and good mouth hygiene, that it impacts your whole entire body and affects your learning. If the mouth hurts, you can't concentrate on
Very
2
much
plus
so.
2.
True.
And so we feel so fortunate about that. And then we ended up being able to help with the Linda, help me.
Texas Arlington Memorial?
Yes, but then Open Arms Clinic. So maybe you want to address a couple of those and what we've done health-wise.
Yeah, Arlington Memorial, Texas Health. We helped fund the sexual assault nurse examiners. So it was for anybody that had been sexually assaulted in Arlington, they had to go to Fort Worth.
Oh man!
And before that, they'd have to talk to a police officer here, and so there was, it was very intimidating, and it was already a tragic story. So now it's here, and right now, along with helping those who have been sexually assaulted, and that is men and women, they're using it for overflow. I'm sorry to say, for COVID patients.
Yeah.
So it's even being utilized for that.
Yeah.
Right.
And then the Open Arms Clinic is a clinic here in Arlington that helps that segment of the population that's underserved medically.
Right.
And they're caught in the middle. They don't have funding for insurance personally, and they don't qualify because of income brackets. And that serves a really huge niche. And what we've done with our support is they're adding additional services that they haven't been able to offer before. So we feel really good about doing that. And then there are other arts areas that we've helped, and
Yeah.
So some of the reasons to get involved with us are we kind of have 4 reasons to get involved. It leverages your giving.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, membership is $1,000 a year.
Okay.
And being a woman, although we could probably see our way to letting men in, so if they would so choose, we are a donor advised fund through the community foundation, so we're tax deductible.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Cool.
But it leverages your giving, and so it just 150 times your $1,000.
Yeah.
It makes Arlington better, as we've been talking about.
100%.
It's fun to be with each other.
That's awesome.
The people you'll meet. When we first started this, I knew everybody. Now, every year we get new members that I think, who is that? How come I don't know them better? And I think maybe the most important thing that it does is it leaves a family legacy.
Yeah.
It develops your own family legacy.
Yeah. Which is a really cool thing. You know, you kind of talked about new members. You actually have a new member social and information reception Friday, September 3rd from 5 to 7 at Levitt Pavilion. What can people look forward to that, like at that event?
Well, they'll be able to meet existing members and potential, so they can answer some questions, kind of an orientation. Of course, there'll be beverages and food. It's opening night for the Levitt, so our social is 5 to 7, and then they can stay and bring their family or friends. It's at the new hospitality suite, so that's cool.
Yeah.
And then stay for opening night for the whole music experience.
Right. Yeah, Letitia, we talked to her earlier, and she was talking about how you guys had worked with them, which I didn't realize y'all were working with them to really highlight not only the headliners, but the opening acts as well, because, you know, a lot of these opening acts at some point will hopefully end up being a headliner.
Yeah, we're very excited about that. We funded it earlier this year, but it was from last year's grant money.
Right.
Yeah.
We talked about that at length. And also the hospitality center itself kind of adds something even better to the Levitt that wasn't there. It allows them to do even more stuff like this in a way that, you can escape from some of the heat sometimes. That being
Plus
outside.
the restrooms.
Yeah.
Oh, of
Don't
course.
forget the restrooms.
No more porta potties.
And we weren't part of funding the hospitality or the restrooms,
Right.
but we feel really good about the partnership we have helping not necessarily young artists, but emerging artists that may have walked a different life, and music's been a hobby and they haven't had a chance to get out there. It also allows bringing new people to the Levitt, because if you're in the general area and you're performing, your group,
your
come
fans
to hear,
are
your
gonna
people come,
come.
but that also means a chance for them to learn about the Levitt.
That's right.
And then they partnered with the library and have set up a program for children, so that some of these artists can do story times and things with them and share their instrument with them, and there'll be some of that. So we feel really good that we're helping provide things that didn't exist before.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the kids need to learn music early. Whether they're good at it or not, they'll find out. But a lot of them just that building block of just learning just different how to use a chords or, piano or drums or any of that.
Plus, kids just inherently love that kind of stuff. Whenever pre-pandemic, when the library was doing a lot of that stuff, actually Kim Fiel was playing at the library. I didn't know her at the time, but my kid, she was like, wow, that lady has a guitar, like this is fun. And she's dancing, and I think that sort of thing is important in a city for sure.
Yeah, music's very educational, healing. It serves a lot of purposes
and connects people in a way that like maybe not just being around or talking does. It's universal. Right.
Yeah, whether you're dancing to music or not, everybody loves music. So
one of the other things that I think is nice about WIP, and we started doing this summer, is that we've added an educational little Zoom series. It's 30 minutes at lunchtime that our members are getting to learn about nonprofits in our community that maybe we didn't know about or not as much about. Many of them look very different today than they did before the pandemic.
Yeah, I imagine.
And they're sharing kind of their story the last 18 months as part of that. So I've enjoyed WIP because I've learned more about my community, the services that are being provided and needed, and how to be able to engage. And in some cases, personally, I found something that I could support that maybe I didn't know about before.
Right.
Which is incredible. Really great, like opening up of things like that you may not have known about, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm. So, seeing the growth of the city of Arlington, what has brought y'all the most joy
in the city?
What's brought us to what?
I'm sorry. Most joy about the growth of this city.
The diversity.
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure.
without a doubt.
You know, we've got two big cities on either side of us that have lots of amenities that we will probably never have. But what they don't have is our diversity.
True.
And you may know these facts and figures, but Arlington is the second most diverse city in the state,
Yeah.
and the fifth most diverse school district in the state, and the fifth most diverse university in the country. And that with that, it brings a lot of creativity.
Sure.
And then not only fifth in the country, but first most diverse university in Texas,
Yes.
which is even mind blowing to see how
Yeah.
big this state is.
Go Mavs.
Yeah.
Yes, Mav up. Mav up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have kind of switched gears. This is a fun question we like to ask people. We pre-pandemic, it seems like everything's pre-pandemic. We were doing a segment on the show called The Tournament of Toppings. We were trying to find the best pizza place in Arlington. Do you have a favorite pizza place in Arlington?
Well, mine has changed as new ones have come in.
Sure.
Right now, one of my favorites is
Cane Rosso.
Kind of rusty.
Cane Rosso. Yeah.
That honey bastard pizza they have is one of the best pizzas I've ever had in my life. So good. Everything they do is good.
Right.
But I'll tell you, another one of my favorites actually is Costco.
Okay. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, Costco
They
knows
do
what's
a
up
good
with pizza.
pizza.
I haven't had their pizza before. I guess I
We
need
used
to-
we get it at work sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Or
good.
buy it frozen and add whatever you want, but they're really good. 10 minutes,
Okay.
can't beat that.
Good to know.
You know, we tend to be a Papa Murphy's fan because
Okay.
I love
Yeah.
to take it home and cook it and have it hot. We live south of 20, so if
Okay.
you're going to
Yeah.
buy something up here and haul it home,
Oh,
it's
that's a
going
good
to be
point. Yeah.
not
Fair,
quite the
fair.
same experience.
This
So
is
if we're
true.
going to eat it at home, that's one of the options that we like to have.
We've
So
done that a couple of times. There was that Papa. We used to live together.
Yeah.
There's that Papa Murphy's by
By Grounds of Gold. Yeah.
that we would go to quite a bit. They were always very nice too.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is old school is usually one of everyone's favorites, but trying to pick that up. Yeah, I live around 20 as well, so trying to pick that up and take it all the way home, it's definitely not the same pizza by the time you get home,
It really isn't.
which is unfortunate. But it's just that way food travels. So if people want to contact y'all or become a member, how can they do so?
We have a website, www.arlingtonwhip.org.
Okay.
That's an easy way. They can call us directly. They can call me directly at 817-271-5809 or email us at Women Inspiring Philanthropy @gmail.com.
Perfect. Well,
Thank you. I had to stop and think
No,
about
you're
that.
Well, thank y'all for what you do for the city and for the women in this city, and continue to do great things.
And if there's anything we can help with,
Yeah.
please let us know because you're doing great work, and we'd love to help in whatever way we can, even if it's small.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
we do. This is Linda Dipert and Karen Ellen Anderson, and just appealing for more people to come join us because we can do more if we have more people. And we are not an exclusive club. We just need people to come find us because we can't always find them.
Sure.
That's
And we're looking to hit $1 million this year.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
see
our
it.
goal.
I see it happening.
It's a good
Yeah.
goal.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you so much again to our guests, Luke and Lauren Brewer from Union Worx, and Linda and Karen from Women Inspiring Philanthropy.
Yes.
Wonderful work that both of these places are doing, organization and place are doing, so vital to the community. In ways that you just don't even think about until you're actually having the conversation about the ways that you can impact your community and how these two organizations have actually impacted our community now.
Right. Sometimes it's the smallest thing as to just opening a co-working place. Sometimes it's actually getting other groups of like-minded women together and be like, hey, what can we do
to help the city of Arlington? And I think that goes back to the ethos that we've talked about the entire time, that Arlington is a community. There's a lot of really great people in this community. I mean, it's one of the reasons we started the show was to showcase all of the people doing this work, and much needed and very important. And I love it.
It's the biggest small town in Texas.
100%.
Yeah.
Speaking of cool things to do in Arlington, every Monday is trivia night at one of our favorite places, Dr. Jekyll's.
That's right. Every second and fourth Tuesday at Create Arlington, they are doing their open mic / poetry night, spoken word.
every Wednesday at Jambo's Barbecue, you can catch UTA Jazz Night from 5:30 to 7:30.
And then afterwards, head on over to Division, because Lord knows you won't have a foggy brain from that barbecue. But they're having their trivia night from 7 to 9 p.m. every Wednesday.
So Grounds and Gold in South Arlington will be hosting open mics every other Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. with the man right next to me.
Hey. So I will be hosting, it's coming back this week, and yes, every other week I will be hosting out there. I don't believe my schedule's changing too much for the rest of the year. No more traveling, I don't think. But I will be hosting every other week. Come on out if you yourself are an artist or know an artist that wants to, just try out some new stuff or showcase some old classics.
So One Love Lounge is hosting Artist Love Night, a.k.a. their open mic night, every Thursday starting at 8 p.m.
And then every first and third Friday, head on over to Inclusion Coffee for their open mic night.
So like we'd like to tell you all the time,
make sure to go out and eat local, drink local, and
go rediscover your city.
Tag us and send those pictures over to us on Facebook, Arlington Citizen Media, Twitter, ATX Citizen Media. Tag us on Instagram, Arlington Citizen Media, and send those pictures the old-fashioned way. Email arlingtoncitizenmedia@gmail.com. Also go to our website, www.arlingtoncitizenmedia.com. Don't forget to subscribe and give those 5-star reviews of the downtown at Apple Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and also hit us on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.